I'm one of the world's top snipers. To secure a worry-free life for my family and myself, I need to accumulate massive wealth quickly. I accepted a contract to assassinate a German chancellor candidate. I had to eliminate him before the election. I learned that for his safety, he planned to stay indoors until the election. This complicated matters, so I decided to target his son first. By then, I had already located his son, a heavily secure building. But for someone who was once a scout, no security is flawless. I selected an elderly janitor as my point of entry. I tracked him to his home, studied his daily routines, and mimicked his mannerisms and voice. He was innocent, but he was destined to be one of the casualties in my mission. Once everything was ready, I disguised myself as a janitor and entered the target building, successfully reaching my destination. During the assassination, I eliminated 2 people unrelated to the mission. If they hadn't posed a threat, I wouldn't have wanted to harm them. I successfully wounded the candidate's son. Mission accomplished. I had to evacuate quickly. I made it outside, threw smoke grenades at the ground for cover, rappelled down the rope, and vanished swiftly into the thick smoke. I quickly returned to my pre-selected sniper position. It was nearly 4,000 meters from the hospital where the candidate's son would receive treatment. No one would notice this place. I had already measured the wind speed and direction in advance. Now, I just needed to wait for my prey to appear. If he didn't want public opinion to affect his election prospects, he would have to visit his son at the hospital. Once he went outside, I could take him down with one shot from this perfect sniper position. I learned the target would visit his son at the hospital today. I removed the balcony glass, inserted a pinwheel, and took out my suitcase. It contained sniper rifle components. I quickly assembled the rifle and adjusted the scope before the operation. Everything was ready. I pulled the trigger. One shot, one hit. The opposing security team spotted my position. I quickly converted the rifle bag into a suitcase. My location was compromised. I had to evacuate quickly. Before leaving, I placed a time bomb under the bed to clean up traces and triggered the hallway alarm to create chaos. I quickly reached the underground parking garage, switched cars, and immediately left the scene. After a massive explosion, all traces I'd left behind were erased. As an assassin, safe extraction is more important than completing the mission. Before coming to Germany, I'd already planned my escape route. I went to the International Chess Collection Gallery. I had contacted in advance and retrieved an expensive chess set I had pre-ordered, using it as cover for my reason for visiting Germany. With a false identity and a legitimate excuse, I smoothly crossed the heavily guarded German border. With this, the €7.5 million job was complete. Before heading back, I demanded the remaining payment from my employer, but to my surprise, all he said was "fuck you." Meanwhile, another employer found me, requesting a meeting to discuss a deal. Meeting employers is my taboo, but for the money, I compromised and demanded a $1 million meeting fee. After receiving the fee, I met with the employer's contact, who was also my refer. Their target was UDC, the world's richest man. I was well aware this mission could be extremely dangerous, but it also meant an astronomical payout. I quoted $100 million directly. She left, saying she needed to discuss it with her colleagues. But before that, I had to go home first to celebrate my son Carlitos' birthday.